Welcome back to Sarah's Joyful Journey. I am Sarah Joy. It's so great to be sitting down and chatting with you guys and sharing a few life updates with you. It's been an interesting couple of weeks. Lots of things have been happening. There have been lots of moving pieces and it's been a lot to take in and absorb. The first thing is last week you'll know that I did not do a sit down video or hardly any videos at all, and that is because my oldest daughter Madison was down visiting from North Carolina. So she came down and she spent a little over a week with us, and it was great to see her and spend a little bit of time. I didn't get to spend too much time with her as I was mostly doing schoolwork and focusing on that. But I did get to spend one really nice day in the parks with her. We started our day at Chef Mickey's, and I did vlog that and share some highlights from that day. So if you haven't seen that, go ahead and go check out that video. It'll just show you a little bit about our day. We went to Epcot and got to see Moana's Journey of Water again, which was really fun. Went to Magic Kingdom and did the Halloween party. Just had a fantastic time just being a family and spending time together, so I really enjoyed that. However, my daughter believes sharing is caring, and she also shared her cold with me, so I'm feeling a little bit under the weather today. My throat's a little bit sore and scratchy and I'm a little bit stuffy. The good thing is she only felt bad for about a day and a half, so I should be doing pretty much better in the next day or two myself, which I'm super excited about because Saturday is our meetup that I'm hosting with Nancy Tanner, and I'm looking forward to it and want to be my best. We have a good group of people coming. Hopefully, if everyone shows up that RSVP'd, we should have right around 30, which is going to be exciting. It is going to be a potluck. So I am going to be doing some cooking. Tomorrow's cooking video, you will get to see one of the recipes that I am bringing, and that is for an Eastern Carolina style barbecue pork butt for pulled pork. And this is a recipe that I've done before. I keep tweaking it to make the process better, and this time I made it keto, even more keto. I made it closer to the original versus just taking out the sugar and calling it keto. And there is a difference. The sweetness that is in the rub and in the sauce, they really do impart a lot of flavor. And I struggled with which type of sweetener I wanted to use. So I finally done my testing and gotten that all worked out. So you will see that video tomorrow on how I make my Eastern Carolina pork butt. And I'm making 20 pounds. I will start cooking Friday and night before bed, and then I'm gonna have to get up super early in the morning because we are setting up at 8:30 and I need to cook the second pork butt before I do that. The other thing that I will be cooking is, or it's really not even cooking, I'm throwing it together. I am making a dessert. I'm making lemon ricotta cheesecake, which was inspired by our trip to Epcot when we went last Tuesday with my daughter. She went to the Italy booth and they had a lemon ricotta cheesecake because she was just said that sounded fantastic. So I asked for a bite because sometimes I will use a one bite rule and allow myself to taste something if it's something that I am interested in, especially if it's something that I think that I would like to recreate. And it was delicious. So I had that one bite. She ate the rest of the little tiny cheesecake and I went, I can do this keto. And I did, and it's turned out very, very good. It's going to be, theirs was a baked one, mine is a no bake one, because I like to keep things simple. So I will be making that later this week. I'm going to record that process and share that with you in a weekly recipe video as well. So you have that to look forward to. Now to exercise. I haven't done much. The past week, I've done a lot of sitting. I've just been in a state of emotional distress, and stress has been a huge component for several weeks now, and it's affected everything about my life. I'm gonna cover more of that later. So because exercise hasn't been a focus, I am rededicating my journey to get my movement back in. I have some minutes that I could have counted since Tuesday, but I've decided that I'm just going to erase everything between Tuesday and today, and I'm not counting any of those minutes. So that puts my minute total towards my 5,000 minute challenge as being 3,231. So we're starting fresh today. Sometimes you need a fresh start just to rededicate, refocus, and get moving again. I still have plenty of time to get to my goal. So this evening, we are planning to go for a walk. And then tomorrow, I am also planning to get back into my strength training because I have not done that in several weeks. I'm missing it. I need to work on my strength and my goal of building my muscle. So you've seen the title of this video, so I'm sure at this point you're wondering what I quit. Well, I quit school. Last week was miserable. The first term went decently well. I still struggled with my own inabilities as far as I'm a perfectionist. I tend to be a people pleaser. I was stressing a lot. So much so that I was calling out of work. I was missing work just to try and get my assignments done perfectly. And the emphasis needs to be on perfectly because in my mind, they 100% had to be perfect. And a lot of these assignments are worth like 10 points, 20 points, 25 points. They're not major assignments. Yeah, I was treating them as if they were the end all be all of everything about who I am and what I'm going to be. This is not the case. So clearly I had an unhealthy response to school. As much as I was excited and I wanted to learn and I am capable of learning, my grades were great. I did at one point get down to a B in one of my classes. I have since then brought that grade back up to an A. But the point I'm trying to make is sometimes stress it's not worth it. You really need to spend some time reevaluating your life. I was to the point where I was crying every day. I was having autistic meltdowns because I was so overwhelmed because I couldn't get things perfect. I couldn't get things to work the way that I wanted them to work, the way that I thought they should work. And I was taking so much time. I realized that I should not be dedicating that much time to projects that are worth very little value in the overall grand scheme of things. It was just too much to handle. And here's the case in point of a physical example of that. When I went to Keto Orlando, I had hit my lowest weight at 207 pounds. Shortly after I got back from Keto Orlando, I started gaining, and I gained all the way up to, I think it was, do I have it written down? I did get up to as high, I believe, as 220 pounds. So that is a significant weight gain right there. So yeah, I got up to as high as about 220 pounds. In the past few weeks, my weight has come down a little bit. So I was staying right around 215 pounds, 216, 217, depending on the day. Yesterday when I weighed, I was 215.6. Common weight, I've weighed that several times over the past few months. Today, the only thing that has changed, I have not changed my eating. Maybe I got a little bit more sleep only because I was sick, but I still went to bed at the regular time, still fell asleep. Literally the only decision that I have made is I had decided to quit school, which I will be officially doing today because I have to send an email to withdraw. Overnight, I have gone from 215.6 to 209.4. That's 6.2 pounds of stress, instantly gone. There's no other explanation. It's not fat loss. I don't think it's water loss. It literally has just to be that weight of that stress, and making that decision to quit school has released all of that stress and the weight has come down. I'm sure I'll fluctuate and bounce around. I've been eating a ton of cheese the past week, which I normally don't do, which is also a sign that I was stress eating. Cheese is a go-to when I'm wanting to eat. It's a snacky food. Every meal had cheese. I made dessert, which is again, something else I don't usually do. I usually keep those out because I know desserts can be a slippery slope for me and I can abuse them. And while I wasn't abusing them last week, I still had dessert every day in an appropriate size portion, but still it was every day. So that starts telling me that I need to make a change. One thing I do want to do is I want to add in some desserts, some safe, healthy desserts that I like that I can make quickly for those times when we have an event or something like that. So desserts I'm at the point in my journey where I need to learn to respect desserts and put desserts in the element that they are supposed to be in. And I feel like I can actually do that now, especially since I don't have the added stress of school. The biggest thing and the biggest factor for me, in addition to the crying over my assignments, I was getting to the point where I did not want to get out of bed. I was losing my joy. And this channel is called Sarah's Joyful Journey. It's not just a cute play on my name. It is all about being joyful and procuring joy and keeping joy, because joy is something that everyone needs to have in their life, and it's something that we have to strive for, we have to work for. It doesn't automatically just appear. So I was losing my joy in every aspect of my life, and I struggled for many, many days. I'm doing better today. I am resolved in my decision. However, I still have some of that negative talk that is really hard to break in my head. So I'm trying hard not to believe that I'm a failure, because I'm not a failure. You can choose to stop something. Just because you stop doesn't mean you have failed, and I'm not a failure. The other thing that I'm trying to deal with and combat is just the feeling of that I wasn't smart enough. I am smart enough. I totally could have handled the program. I could have rocked that program, as case in point, by my grades. I was totally capable of doing the work that they wanted to do. It was just too taxing on me and too stressful on me, and I didn't like the person I was becoming, and therefore it was not worth it for me to continue onto that journey. And it came down to, what was the bigger why? Was my why for my health and my keto journey and my life bigger than my why, or was my schooling why more important? And it came down to my health journey. There's only one thing I cannot do without that degree that was in my plan, and that is to teach at the college level. That's literally the only thing in my plan that has to change. I'm going to take some time, and I'm going to save some money. I still would love to become a health coach, so I will be pursuing that eventually. I'm going to focus a little bit more on myself in the meantime, and making sure I am healthy enough to take on that challenge, because I'm clearly not in a place where I'm ready to add that much stress. Hopefully doing a program like becoming a health coach will be less stressful. I don't know, but I'm going to take some time to recuperate, to think, to save for that program, because those programs aren't cheap either. But it does not mean that I'm a failure or that I am not smart enough. It came down to a lot of times where I was thinking, well, I could continue this program, but something's got to give, something's got to change. And the only thing that I could think of that would make a difference was if I was not working. And I was at the point where I was giving away 2 days a week, sometimes 3 days a week, out of my 5-day work week, just to be able to get my homework done in the manner that I felt it needed to be done. Could I have put less effort and less work into my homework and made it and succeeded? Probably. However, I wouldn't have been me. I would not have been happy with the quality of the work that I was doing. And in order to be able to continue to put forward that amount of effort, I was not going to be able to work, which is something we cannot financially afford. So that was not an option. So the option was walk away from school. I'm a little bit sad. Obviously, it's been my dream for a really long time to get a PhD, and I had to evaluate again that why. What was I going to gain out of having that PhD that I can't have now? And it comes down to, I don't get some credentials. I can't teach at the college level, which to me, teaching at the college level was insignificant. That was just an added bonus for me. And bragging rights. I realized that I wanted to use that doctorate in front of my name, kind of sort of as proof that I am good enough, that I am deserving enough, that I am smart enough. I am all those things. I don't need credentials that say doctorate in front of or doctor in front of my name to prove that. And I think that part of that journey was to prove it to people that told me I wasn't smart enough, I wasn't good enough, or whatever. Well, here's the funny thing. Those people are no longer in my life. They're not in my life because they are dead, or I have chosen to separate myself from them because they were not healthy relationships. So really, who do I need to prove it to? I don't need to prove it to anybody. So why should I put myself through that much heartache and that much stress and that much toil when it doesn't gain me anything towards my goals? It's more important for me to work on the goals that do mean something to me. And I am passionate about health, and I am passionate about psychology. Guess what? I can still go on Amazon and I can still buy psychology textbooks. Should I really want to read them? And I probably will, because I'm fascinated by the subject and I want to learn more, especially in regards to health psychology. Just because I don't have credentials doesn't mean I can't learn that material, and that doesn't mean that I can't apply that material to my life and to how I affect change in people's lives. I don't need to have a big old degree behind my back to prove it at the end of the day. So yeah, some people won't accept what I believe, and that's fine. That's on them. That has nothing to do with me. That's not a reflection of me. So I'm just going to be moving through with my life, making sure that I am capturing my joy. I am still going to be working towards my mission statement, which let me go ahead and find again real quick. I have it written down. I just don't remember where I wrote it down in my book, so pardon me just a moment while I go ahead and find that. I really need to just get it written down and posted on my mirror as a reminder of what my actual goals are and where I want to go with my life and everything about who I am. So my mission statement is to inspire women to improve their health and empower them to live full and active lives while creating community and a support of kindness. I can still do that. Those goals can still be my goals. Those are things that I am capable of doing right now, that I can do through this channel. I can do that through the connections that I'm making, the friendships that I'm building. All those things can still be done and do and be powerful, and I can still affect social change at a much smaller level, but I don't need a degree to do that. So I am pretty happy about the decision overall. I'm sure over the next few days I will be a little bit sad, but that's okay. I am giving up a big dream, but I'm giving up that big dream for me and for my journey and what is important to me. And my health journey right now is the biggest journey for me. When I was sitting down and thinking, I was able to take into the fact that my weight had gone up. I was starting to eat. I was starting to see behaviors come back that I didn't want to come back, that I have worked so hard to achieve. My mental health again was tanking, and I fought so hard to be from my lowest point, which was very, very low, to where I am now. And I didn't want to slide backwards. The end cost was just not going to be worth it for me. It's not an easy decision to make. So we're rededicating, and I'm refocusing on my health journey and my whys. I'm taking that mission statement that I've created for myself, and I'm moving forward to keep creating joy in my life, to help others create joy in their lives, and help show them that you too are not too old to change. We can grow, we can learn, we can regain our health. There's many ways to do it, and I'm just going to be sharing my way that I am regaining my health, and hopefully it'll inspire you and empower you to make those changes in your life. I hope that you like this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it, comment below. I will respond to those comments, and you guys have a wonderful week. Bye for now.